Speaking about the love between a husband and a wife. So he said that a person has to love his spouse, avat nefesh, love of the soul, which means that you have to make it that your marriage makes both of you grow. So you have to involve, learning in your marriage. It's very recommended that a husband should learn with his wife. They should learn words of musar. They should learn Chumash, Shach, alav shalom. He used to recommend to new couples they should learn Chumash Bereshit with Rashi, and they will learn a lot of midrashim that way. You learn about all the marriages in the Torah and get a lot of advice. So therefore, the person has to make sure to make learning time for learning with his wife. Says the Pele Yoetz, he should explain to her, with pleasant words, the proper laws of modesty. Learn the laws of Lashon Hara, the importance of avoiding anger, not speaking dirty, or saying Hashem's name in vain. You have to teach her the laws of the mitzvot, blessings on food, Shabbat, Kashrut, all these other things. There's plenty of laws and musar to learn with one's wife. And if you don't know, then how will you ever stay away from or stick to the right path if you don't know how important it is and why it's important? So we also have to know, he explains, that a person's wife, right, is from Shamayim. Right? Not for no reason the person gets the wife he has, and therefore everybody is blessed, with a certain charm that his wife finds in his eye. The Gemara says, the Midrash says, that there's three things that a person finds charm in. Is a thing he bought. Sometimes a person says, "Why'd you buy this?" Listen, I like it. It's good for me. He has a certain charm to what he buys. Then also his hometown, where you grew up, always has a certain charm in your eyes. People say, "Why would you ever live here?" It's listen, I like it. There's the goods and there's the good and the bad, and he focuses on the good. And then a person's wife also has a certain charm, even though a person say, "I don't know if I would be married to that woman," but nonetheless, a person's wife always finds charm in his own eyes. However, says the Pele Yoetz, a person he says if a person has been given a wicked bone, interesting word the Pele Yoetz uses. Wicked bone means like the bone of Hava that Adam Rishon was they created Hava from, the bone of Adam. So if a person got a wicked bone, which means Isha Kasha, a very difficult wife, right, a harsh, unforgiving wife, so he has to be very careful. Umid bin Nisayon, he's going to be put to test, and he's going to need a big strengthening to constantly always treat her properly with honor and friendship, to respect the Shekhinah, because we know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, not for no reason, he put you with this woman, and it's going to be your tikkun. It's going to be for your rectification and for your growing and working on your midot, that Hashem sent the person such a woman. And he has to take to heart what this the Gemara Moed Katan says, that even on the righteous who are mighty like cedars, right? Even the big tzaddikim, they accepted their lot, and they had sometimes horrible or difficult wives. Nonetheless, they said they were very good to them. Like the Gemara says that one of the Tanaim, his wife was very mean to him, and he used always to make him stressed out. Nonetheless, he would go and buy her gifts before the holiday, and they said, "Rabbi, you always come crying to yeshiva about how your wife is so mean to you. Why do you buy her such gifts before the holiday?" He says, "It's enough. They save us from sin and raise our children. Everything else is extra." So therefore, you see, even if they had a hard, difficult marriage, they still were good to their wives. Doesn't mean just because they were bad, so I was bad with them. A lot of times, people in a marriage, they have this yitzhara to say, "I'll change when she changes, Rabbi. Why should I change? Let her change first." But the Chazal telling us that that's not the mature way to go about things. You have to realize, not for no reason, Hashem sent you this kind of wife. As the Chesed Avraham, Maran Achida's grandfather says, that your wife is your mirror. That the person, whatever issue he sees in his wife, he really has it in himself. Kol posel b'mumo posel, says the Mishnah in Negaim. Whoever says someone else has a blemish, it takes one to know one. You have to also have that blemish in order to recognize it in somebody else. So therefore, not for no reason, Hashem sent you this woman, and that she has this issue, because really you have this issue as well. A person has to keep in mind also that da'atan shenashin kalot ve'amri inshi isha sa'ara aroch da'ata kasar. As the sages say, that an understanding of a woman sometimes is superficial. They don't always fully understand something. As the popular saying is, the Gemara Sechet Shabbat says, her hair is long, and sometimes her understanding is short. which means to say that they don't fully understand, or let's say they're easy to have misconceptions, and therefore that's why they get upset. So therefore, a person has to know that most of the time they get upset because they misunderstood. So you have to be patient with them and don't fight fire with fire. And of course, it goes without saying, of course, not to go and rebuke her and by embarrassing her, by cursing her, or haz v'shalom, hitting her, as the Gemara says, ze minhag burim rekim pohazin. These are the acts of boorish, empty head, and foolish men, that they go and they say, oh, just smack the wife one time, she'll learn very fast. No, haz v'shalom, a person cannot have that type of behavior. Nafsho hovel, you should know you are harming your own soul. It's like, imagine your left hand messes up, right? Oh, it slipped, and I messed up this thing I was trying to build. And you know what? You take the hammer and you smash your left hand. Learn to use your left hand properly. Learn. Why did you mess up? What are you doing? You're smashing yourself. What are you breaking yourself? What are you hurting your own hand? That's how a person who hits his wife, that's really what he's doing also. And therefore, a person has to make sure not to do that and realize it's all from Hashem. There's a famous story, it's a pretty funny story, about how a person, he knew that the Gemara says whoever has a very difficult wife, he does not have Gehinom in the next world, because he already had Gehinom in this world. So he asked the rabbi, please find me a shidduch, the most horrible woman they ever could find. And he did. He told her, you're going to find the worst, she's the worst of the worst. He says, perfect, I want her. So he goes and he sets it up, they get married, and then he sees that the woman is so beautiful, so nice, she cooks for him, she serves him, she does everything a wife's supposed to do and beyond. And then he says, I understand. The Shadchan said you're the worst wife in the world. She said, exactly. What, you think I don't know this teaching? You think I'm going to give you a Gan Eden Olam